Hi everyone, I am commentating this match between the Theman0613 and GoldJacket for League H. This is very important for the man to avoid demotion. I am joined today by TeamOkay and Aglet.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So this first board seems like they have the main draw that they have here is Steward, so that's going to be interesting, but it does mean that they can just get Steward for trashing and then turn it into their draw. So that will be interesting. They can get some early money with Market Square, which is also one of their buy sources. So I think, yeah, I like the Steward Market Square combo here.
Yeah. Another thing here is there's Mercenary. I don't think it's great opening double Urchin here because you're not super likely to collide them. Maybe it's better to open Steward and something. And then get a bit thinner before you add Urchins.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I guess, of course, Mercenary, like the discard attack is nice, but eventually you're just going to run out of stuff to beat it with, because ideally you'll be discarding your market squares for some gold rather than buying extra coppers.
That's true.
And then using it for payload.
Yeah, Mercenary may not be too necessary here. I'm focused mainly on the discard attack being important given the only draw is Steward. And there's one village pile and it costs 4.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Yeah, the discard attacks will definitely hurt.
I'm not quite sure if it's worth feeding it though.
And I mean, I can certainly see opening Steward Urchin as well, just that like you won't obviously collide for the Mercenary, but Steward is good enough for trashing, and any little discard attack might help on the way.
I'm not sure that opening Steward Urchin is worth it. It seems like you either want Steward Market Square or double Urchin.
I could also see Steward and then ferrying either Farming Village or Market Square.
Yeah, that is also an option.
If you ferry Market Square, you'll then be able to pick one up on the turn you trash, and same with Poacher, Farming Village.
Yeah, ferry will definitely be relevant here, either for Market Square or Farming Village.
Yeah. I wonder if Coin of the Realm will ever see play if Farming Villages get depleted. I don't think they will because you're really not playing more than one terminal for every farming village. You don't really have more than one terminal for every farming village because the only terminals would be Steward, Merchant, Guild, Engineer, and you're not really going to be playing too many, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess with discard attacks, that does give Coin of the Realm a bit of a boost.
Yeah.
It seems they both skipped Steward, so there's also that.
Yeah, I don't think skipping Steward was great for either of them.
Well, I mean, it worked out for the man being able to collide Urchins turn 3 and now play Mercenary trashing 2 estates turn 5. They don't seem to be into such a bad place. Actually, pretty good. Triggering a shuffle with Mercenary in at turn 6.
Yeah.
Very nice. What's your first Steward taken here? Turn 5 by GoldJacket. Seems a bit late, especially if you're not going for Mercenary. You want to get trashed early, so if you're going to gamble on colliding Urchins and skip Steward because of that, that's one thing, but I don't like skipping both Urchin and Steward early at all.
Yeah, skipping them both early does not seem right. Yeah, I think the man is probably ahead right now, mostly because they have a trasher.
Yeah, I think maybe we see Fairy on Steward here.
Yeah,
Fairy on Steward coin.
yeah. Steward coin seems like something that might be worth going here, especially for GoldJacket with the discard attacks. And it looks like GoldJacket didn't take a steward until turn 5. I think that's a bit late.
Yeah. D-Man definitely is looking ahead here. Something that D-Man could have done there was they bought Market Square for 3 and coined the realm for 2, and they had 6 coins and an extra buy that they didn't use. So they could have ferried Market Square for free there, which would have been 3 for ferry and then 1 for Market Square, 2 for coin of the realm.
Yeah, that is certainly something that they should have done. Because, like, even if you're, like, varying something that, like, you might not be, that you'll only be getting, like, 2 of, it's still better than not varying anything, because you can always move it later.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've got an opportunity to do that again, too. Although maybe that many market squares wouldn't be good at the moment.
I don't know. I mean, Market Square is never going to be bad for your deck, and especially now they're starting to run out of things to trash. So, and with it, coins in their deck. So maybe picking up Market Squares to have triggered off of mercenaries not the worst thing, or to buy coppers off of. Although with Merchant Guild also coffers. But probably ferrying Steward would be more optimal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
But also, given the state of the deck now, I think the man can probably just skip. Well, maybe it's a little cavalier to say can skip Steward, but trashing golds for market squares for mercenary is certainly something that you could do.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be trashing with Steward as the man here at this point in the game. I just want to be using it for draw.
Yeah, but mercenary like needs to trash to draw, so like that's an alternative if they decide to pick up or decide not to pick up a steward.
Yeah. And what are they trashing with this? They're trashing coin. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel
Sure
about
how
that.
I feel about that. Yeah, it doesn't seem that great.
I mean, they don't have too many terminals yet, so it's probably not the worst thing at this point. I want them to ferry Steward now. I really do. It would be very beneficial.
Yeah.
Gold. I know.
J Nails isn't here, but he is shuddering in spirit.
Yes. I mean, with economy here can come from pretty much exclusively Merchant Guild. Ferry Merchant Guild, probably not a bad thing to ferry.
Yeah, it's
And
not bad.
If you want gold, you can react with market squares too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is the thing. Like, I'm not sure which is better, because Merchant Guild would require you to, like, use your, like, extra buys on, like, copper instead of just, like, discarding all your market squares. So I think I'd rather just go with market squares.
It can also be a mix of the two. And the other thing you can do is trash that urchin into another mercenary if your deck gets to a state where you're buying 3-4 coppers every turn for Merchant Guild coffers.
Yeah,
I don't know if this game ever gets to that point.
Yeah, certainly. If you can afford to feed a second mercenary, then you should definitely go for one.
Yep. Now is this the turn where we see Fairy used for the man?
It could be. I might want to build a bit more. Try to add some more gold in the deck. I also a steward for the man wouldn't be terrible. Like, get some draw in. But yeah, greening is also fine at this point.
I mean, they're ahead enough that it wouldn't matter. It'd probably be beneficial here to build a bit more for them. But, yeah, it's not going to matter too much. They have a pretty sizable lead from the early mercenary attacks.
Yeah, on this board, getting to have a 5-card hand is definitely a pretty major advantage.
Yeah. Especially with stewards are still at 9.
Yeah. GoldJacket needs more than one steward.
Something interesting that could have happened there that I'm not sure if it would have been good, but it definitely is a thing that maybe is worth considering, is by stopping the turn before playing those 2 market squares, you can play Relic and trash the Urchin into the second mercenary, thereby triggering the 2 market squares for gold, giving that Relic's an attack.
Yeah, that could definitely be worth doing.
Although I think at this point, I don't know if the man would want to have a second mercenary. I think they've got the trashing pretty well under control, and it's now just for the continued discard attack. So another one might just start eating too much into the deck.
That's fair. That's probably right about that. A bit overeager just to find the most niche play here.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Here, I can see the man burying Market Square and then just buying 4 of them for the coffers. We're ferrying Farming Village. That works. That works.
Yeah.
We ferried something and it was the village, and they're useful. So I'm happy about that.
Because I think here, I guess they haven't gone for a steward here, so it's not quite as important. But being able to get a bunch of farming villages is definitely something, because GoldJacket is kind of relying on merchant guilds, so they're going to need the village support in order to make that work.
Yeah. I mean, also, this sets them up that they can, if they want, to take just a bunch of stewards now. Or finish out the farming villages and take some more stewards.
Yeah, that's something they could do. So yeah, it looks like they ferry Market Square. I think here they should probably be ferrying Steward instead.
Yeah, they really need the draw with that mostly consistent mercenary attack. The draw would help them much more.
Yeah, their deck is just inconsistent right now. And they're going to need to get it out of that inconsistent state.
Yeah. I'm ferrying the merchant guilds now. I think I'd want more stewards just so I can draw my deck. But the merchant guilds, I mean, it makes sense because merchant guilds are at 3 and market squares are at 6, so you're setting to pile out in like probably 2, 3, 4 turns.
Yeah. Setting up a pile out is definitely something that would be worth it for the man. Although might want to gain a bit more of a points lead, but they're going to be able to do that pretty easily.
And they've also got just so much more pile pressure too. So, really, really good. The man's in a really good spot right here.
Yeah, especially with GoldJacket draining market squares more at this point. Like, let's see, how many coins would it take? It would take 9 coins, or 9 buys rather, and 12 coins, 17 coins for the man to pile out.
Yeah, they're not.
I don't think they're hitting it here.
Yet.
Yeah.
But if they can draw, I think even if they draw a deck, they might need to build a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, you can see picking up 2 merchant guilds here. Just a merchant guild province. I guess that's fair as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't wanna...
Yeah, because I feel like at some point they're doing too much building after greening. But of course, that's an earlier mistake.
Yeah. The pilot's definitely looking like a real possibility to me at this turn. It's either 6 buys 18 coins or nope, never mind.
Yeah, 1 buy short.
Yeah.
I guess they aren't quite at not quite there yet.
Well, with a 2 province lead, I think here I want to buy out the Merchant Guild.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, there it is. Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah,
and this is win in hand.
Yeah, I don't think GoldJacket is just not capable of doubling.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess just a province for
Province
GoldJacket,
won't
but
save
like
you.
it won't matter.
Yeah.
It'll look a little better though on the scoreboard.
Indeed.
Yeah, but win in hand for the man.
And just showing off now.
Just buy out estates this point, and then never mind, you have 7,000 8. But yeah, I mean that looks better than the scoreboard for the man, 24-9. That's game 1 in the books for the man.
Huh, didn't even notice engineer on the board there.
Yeah.
Probably would have been helpful earlier on, but
maybe that would have been a nice open with Stewart. I'm not sure though, because then terminal collision. There's definitely probably some spots for that.
Yeah, help a little bit on the either like feeding the mercs or even just getting some more market squares or.
At least no one tried to ferry it. That would have been sad.
Yeah, that would have been a bit.
Does that actually just fail, or
yeah?
And you waste your ferry?
It reduces it. It reduces it by 2 coins, but you can't reduce that by coins, so the cost is the same.
Okay.
Similar to if you ferried the ruins.
Ooh.
Ooh. We have Wisp Druid on this board, and we have some very strong 2 costs, so that's the first thing I've noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, so Druid is actually kind of nice with, like, it can get you some, like, I guess it can also, like, with Earths, it might actually be nice, because you can, like, you can gain pretty much anything except, like, literally anything except for Sanctuary, and Howard, but, yeah, that Earth's gift makes Druid really worth it.
Yeah, I mean, also, what with Lackeys and Wisp being the only draw, that even ups it a bit more.
Yeah, and then if you're going with Lackeys, then Wisps can be very useful.
Yeah, and even with Border Guard. So I like the Sanctuary Druid open here on the 5-2. It seems very nice, with Sanctuary being the only thinning I can see.
Yeah, I think GoldJacket got a bit of a lead by getting the 5-2 opening, because they were able to open Sanctuary. They were able to open Sanctuary Border Guard. I would have taken Druid instead of Border Guard, but the Sanctuary opening is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, especially even here on turn 4 with the Border Guard triggering the shuffle and being able to play Sanctuary again. That's just amazing. Here I definitely want at least 1 Druid. No, we're just going to pile Border Guards by turn 6.
Yeah. Like, Border Guards, like, they can be nice on a board that, like, has minimal thinning, but on this board, I think you want to just stick to just Druid and draw.
I mean, they're nice for the Wisps to draw into, but that doesn't work if you don't have any Wisps.
Yeah, and Lackeys are also nice for the Wisps to draw into.
Yeah.
But I mean, with this level of Border Guard, though, like even if it probably is too many, there's basically no way they can't take Sanctuary to keep slowly thinning, and then they just have to think about adding some payload, though, is the thing, because not going to end up with too much money in your hand if you're spinning with border guards.
Yeah, well, I guess Conclave is a village here, so if you get a few more Conclaves and use that as your village, then that also gets you some payload.
Yep. Another thing is Horde looks actually kind of nice here. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks kind of nice with gaining golds and then exiling the green with Sanctuary.
Yeah, I guess you do have to keep Wolf Den in mind when it comes to payload. Because it will make like provincing hard. Because if you taking a gold whenever you province.
I mean, shouldn't be too hard to pick up just duplicates of everything that you want here. Like GoldJacket, it's definitely doing a good job evading Wolf Den with the border guards.
Oh wait, yeah, I get Wolf Den and Bandit Fort all mixed up, so that would explain my gold problem.
Yeah. Yeah, negative VP landmarks are all too similar.
Yeah, I don't think Wolf Den will really be much of a barrier here.
Yeah. Yeah. GoldJacket was very ahead from the 5-2 opening, with being able to add plus buy and theoretically a druid or a lackeys. But Theman looks to maybe be catching up with the thrones. I wish they would take a druid or an armory, but with the thrones, the lackeys, I guess looking at the supply, all of their thrones and lackeys are in their hand right now, so I may have slightly misinterpreted.
Yeah.
But they're definitely building well with what they've got.
Yeah. I think I still like the Druid Lackeys deck, and then you can get some Wisps in there, but it seems like the players think differently.
Yeah. Interestingly, there, GoldJacket's taking a silver over a border guard, which I can't say I would expect at this point in the match.
Yeah, like border guard might not be the optimal option, but it's better than a silver here.
Yeah.
And did they have the opportunity to buy a Conclave? Because at least, like, given the state of their deck, Conclave is essentially a silver with no terminals. But I think, like, generally, I would probably prefer a Conclave over a silver personally.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Conclave's quite nice here. Although I think I'd maybe prefer Throne Room over Conclave. Although, I mean, no. With the state of GoldJacket's deck, it needs money more than it needs thrones. Why are you buying gold? You don't want gold here. You don't want to buy gold. Yeah, merchant's also payload here, I noticed.
Yeah, merchant, that would definitely be your payload. Yeah, but then they need to, like, add some merchants here.
Yeah, there are so many great 2 to 4 costs here. I want armory. I just want some armories to get taken. I want some druids to get taken because just gaining 4 costs here is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Armory would be very, very nice.
Yeah, like on many boards, like 4 costs, they're just not that great. Like, but this is not one of those boards.
Indeed. Now, an interesting thing that I just noticed is that if Theman buys that border card, then they lose 3 points and they can't actually compensate for Wolf Den. GoldJacket has laid a clever trap.
Wait, yeah, GoldJacket is like, winning them 9-0 right now.
I feel like GoldJacket's just bought out nine of the border guards just so in the hope that Theman would take the 10th one.
Yep.
Well, looks like that trap was avoided, but
unfortunately.
That one's avoided.
Hello Andy. I was wondering the same thing. Druid with Swamp is always just amazing. Just gaining 8-9 wisps is just pretty good draw. And then also with Earth's Gift for if and when if wisps run out. And even before then, there's just thrones, there's conclave, there's merchant, there's armory, there's lackeys, there's border guard. There's even silver. There's always silver. But,
and with border guard around, especially with all those border guards and GoldJacket's deck, I definitely want some wisps in there. Since GoldJacket isn't quite at drawn
Druid's taken. Yes. The wisps are
his point lead for a druid, I think it's well worth.
And even taking a second druid here should not be a problem at all.
Yeah, so many conclaves, so many throne rooms. This is just I think the man has definitely caught up from that suboptimal 3-4 split here.
I'd say they're ahead at this point. The problem with GoldJacket's deck can be exemplified here, with border guards continuing to reveal 3 border guards. Although they're actually pretty close to getting a golden deck here. If they were to take province here, I believe they would maybe be able to get province every turn for the rest of the game. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah. Certainly possible, although I'm not quite sure about it.
9 border guards, though. I'm pretty sure that it would have to be the worst possible draw to not hit.
Because I believe the only stop cards in your deck at that point are gold, silver, province, copper. And with a border guard guaranteed to be in your starting hand every time, you should be able to exile the province with Sanctuary every turn.
Yeah.
And GoldJacket also brought us another gold and silver, so.
Yeah.
Yes, living up to their name.
Yeah, I just realized the name.
That explains. Although you'd think that buying 5-6 hordes would help you build a much better jacket than just one at a time golds.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so I like what the man is doing with those estates and golds, because they can just exile those estates pretty easily with the sanctuaries.
It's a very nice, effective way to add payload. That's a nice thing that Sanctuary does.
Yeah, I have to say, the man.
See that GoldJacket?
Yeah, the man has more of a GoldJacket than GoldJacket.
Yeah, I think it's still 3-2 at this point in the gold split, but they're catching up. And here they're provincing and maybe another Sanctuary. Maybe I think another Sanctuary here.
Sanctuary, even Conclave would be fine, although probably Sanctuary.
Yeah, they don't really have a money problem, so they just want to be guaranteeing themselves that they can exile that province every time.
Yeah, because I guess with another gold, they might be able to get up to double province, which would be good for their deck, although I could be wrong there.
No, you're right. They had 2x13, so yeah, if they pick up gold, they're double province range.
So do you think that the man will get 9 of the lackeys? Just hope that GoldJacket will fall into that trap.
I think at that point the man might just take all 10.
Yeah, I feel like that might be worth doing.
GoldJacket did not look interested in lackeys in the slightest, and lackeys are a nice card. So I concede the man taking all of them.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no reason to take 9 of them here.
Is this province throne room lackeys? Province sanctuary, maybe?
You can pay the throne room lackeys more.
With all the golds, you need more draw.
Okay, they do conclave lackeys. Fine, I guess, although I prefer a throne room.
Yeah, I don't like conclave as much at this point because you're finding it hard for your conclaves to actually trigger as a village. it's just not happening as much as you'd like it to. So.
Yeah. And I should also think about picking up a druid at some point as well to just protect against the wolf den points.
Yeah,
get some more risk faster.
Yeah. I mean, what Theman has gaining wisp for Theman gets them an extra 3 points. Gaining another druid gets them 3 points. Are they gaining a province gets them 9 points instead of 6, I guess.
Yeah.
In a horde also gets them points. Is there anything else that they have one of?
I don't think so. I want to say, yeah, they have yeah, I think just Howard. I think just Howard and Drood, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's a fortunate draft for Theman.
Although looking like they can pull it back.
Yes, this looks like a functional turn.
Thank you, Throne Room.
Indeed.
Ooh, and can even get the village effect from the druid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here you see Conclave is just a terminal silver for them. And they're drawing it late in their turn.
So I think the man is might actually be doing better, like with these double provinces. I think it's certainly true, like that GoldJacket should have taken another gold to get up to double, but I think because they didn't, the man, I guess if they keep going, the man would take, well, I guess if it continues like this, then they'll be, assuming my math is correct, then they'll be splitting the provinces 4 to 4, which would probably put GoldJacket ahead.
I don't know, because if Theman double provinces here, which I believe they should, that puts them, that puts them 15 points ahead. That would put them at 17 points. And so GoldJacket, if GoldJacket double provinces, it doesn't look great here. It's just much better in lackeys and acting troop also.
GoldJacket can't double province is the problem. GoldJacket can consistently province duchy, but they can't double province.
So yeah, but I don't like the horde here. I really wanted the other province because if they're double provincing here, that puts the man at 17 points, 2 ahead of GoldJacket. And so GoldJacket, if GoldJacket then province duchies, that puts them at 12 points ahead of where they are. So 10 points ahead of the man, who then wins on double province again. So basically locking GoldJacket out of taking a province, which seems nice.
Right, yeah. And another horde at that point. I do think that is a liability because in a sense it's just a duchy basically because the man has plenty of gold, probably too much at this point because of the drawing problem. So it seems like a bit of a risk to add another stop card. Probably should just exile it anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I could see exiling one or both of the hordes. The game's close enough to ending that it's not too big of a problem. But it would, and the golds probably are more helping than hurting. Yeah, with more wisps and lackeys, drawing would not be a problem at all. GoldJacket has finally given up on their trap and bought the last border guard. After the man was unfazed by the single border guard left in the pile.
Yeah.
There's just double province here. And I think could be double province druid.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
that gives you a
seems like the best
30-point
option.
lead.
Because that gains you a total of 15 points. Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of gold, but I think the gold is good for the man, despite even though their name isn't GoldJacket.
Yeah. At this point in the game, if Theman finds just one sanctuary, their deck is full enough of gold that they're going to be fine.
I don't actually. I'm not so sure about that. The gold is. I think the gold, like, it just isn't that bad for their deck. Because if they draw into gold instead of, like, their other cards, then they still have a bunch of gold in their deck. And there just also, like, isn't that much time left in the game. So I'd rather be exiling my green.
Yeah. I mean, GoldJacket's deck is becoming much less consistent. They haven't done a great job of exiling green. They've started to catch up on it in the last few turns, but it's not great. Yeah, armies look awesome here. Also, Druid with Earths looks awesome. Unfortunately, they weren't taken. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm referring to Shanahan's comment. It's probably far too late for armories. What are you doing with them? Buying or gaining estates? Lackeys, I guess, maybe.
Well, the man is running a little short on villagers, so gonna have to hope it pulls out for the next one. I think as long as they double province here, they should be fine. But if they have the opportunity, definitely gonna want to pick up another lackeys.
This is win in hand for the man piling estates and lackeys. If they had thrown Druid for buys, or here even that, yeah, that works for them. Also, just triple province works pretty well. It looks nicer on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it definitely does. So yeah, that's the second win for the man. So I believe that means they don't have a guaranteed demotion. Oh wait, they. Oh no, not quite at that point yet. They need one, at least half another win for that, and 4.5 wins to be guaranteed non-demotion. But whatever. On to this next board. There's lots of ways to clean your deck. There's Ambassador and Priest. Is it worth the payload to not give it to your opponents? Because that, yeah, I think I prefer Ambassador here, with especially with GoldJacket as the only buys, and then there are lots of other ways to gain payload. Yeah.
Well, the only draw here is Flag, which is sad. And Port is a good village, and there is Amulet for thinning, but you probably still want Ambassador.
Yeah, I want Ambassador as my thinner, especially because with very little draw, like, it means, like, the attack, it really hurts your opponents. Like, I might even want 2 ambassadors. Probably not an opening, but overall, it seems like the man is unfortunate enough to get
No.
2-5 split. So
yeah, taxing Ambassador looks nice on 2-5.
Yeah, tax Ambassador, and that will. Yeah, because then that way,
Either
like,
Amulet or Priest.
yeah, just tax Ambassador.
If I can't have it, you can't have it.
And that's really unfortunate too for this board. Like, just tax generally as the first player, I don't like that at all. And then to have Fool's Gold, Ducat, or Herbalist as your starting option.
Okay, so GoldJacket goes for the Flab Bear, which also I'm not sure I like how they triggered the shuffle there. I guess if you, I guess it like next turn like they're only gonna get one more card that isn't junk. So yeah, getting Flag Bearer as your first card is rarely a good idea.
I don't like it. I really want to get thin on this board fastish because there's not much going on in the way of draw. And the other flag bearer is the only draw. It doesn't help you get thin, and it's going to snowball onto itself being bad.
Yeah, like honestly, I think get Ambassador and put up with the debt.
Or even an amulet there instead of the silver, just for 2 turns of trashing. And then eventually you can get a silver. But I agree. Thinning is probably the most important thing. And yeah, amulet is looking nice. A priest as well, maybe. But it's going to be a little difficult, what with all the terminal actions.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about terminal given ports, but yeah, you have to keep in mind that like you can't like it's not like you can like draw more and then get to play more ports. You're stuck to the ports that you get in your first hand. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is port is only useful if you have ports. So if you want to take more terminals, probably nice to add ports. Also, another thing is ports might be helpful for colonnade points. I could see a world where colonnade points don't even get down to 0 here, but if they do, it's probably going to be via the mixture of amulets and ports and maybe flag.
Yeah, maybe flag. Like flag bearer, like it actually like the flag actually doesn't it like seems kind of relevant here. Given that you given that like it's your draw, especially like and then like one of the advantages of having like priest or amulet is that you can crash flag and flag bearer instead of having to always buy another one, especially given that the GoldJacket doesn't have any thinner here. So the man can just trash the flag bearer, which is good for their deck and gets them the flag.
Yeah, looks great here. And probably time to pick up ports for the man.
Yeah, pick up ports. And here for GoldJacket, I like guess Ambassador because here they won't have if they get Ambassador they won't have any debt next turn.
They are true to their name.
Yeah, going to their name. It might be true to their name, but that doesn't mean it's the best option.
Yeah, even Cartographer here doesn't look the worst with there being no draw.
Yeah, Cartographer is great like when there's no draw around.
Yeah. Also, could be a way of getting colonnade points.
Certainly. Yeah, cantrips are nice when it on a colonnade board with no draw.
But yeah, I think Ambassador is just going to end up getting, probably going to just end up getting skipped here. 3 debt is a bit scary, but I think it would be probably a good thing to go for the Ambassador to just work on thinning because GoldJacket's deck is already getting a little chunky. So I'm not really liking that position there. I think
Herbalist.
They need more trashing.
Yeah,
Herbalist isn't trashing.
Yeah.
They should have gone for Ambassador a long time ago. But I think this time it is actually like better late than never.
Yeah, even Amulet here, if you're scared of the debt, Amulet's a pretty good trasher as well. It's not pretty good, it's a great trasher, as is Priest.
Yeah,
and you just need thinning.
Definitely would have gone for Amulet there.
If you're not going for Ambassador, then there you definitely want an Amulet.
Giant. Interesting.
Although, yeah, but I want to go for the fast finning here, which is Ambassador, because Amulet, like each card will, each time you play it, it'll trash 2, but it misses shuffles, being an orange card.
Yeah. Now, with the giant here, I'm giving it an 80% chance that at least one flag bearer is trashed by it, because that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah. That is certainly a downside of giant. Yeah, and looking at chat, I might be slow reading it. Yeah, Ducket probably is better than Herbalist, given that it's non-terminal. And also, coffers are usually better than a coin, and top decking the treasure, like, it just doesn't seem that valuable.
Yeah. It's a province time for the man. Or giant, I guess, is fine with another colonnade. Point. Maybe you want another pair of ports for the man. I haven't really been keeping track of terminals versus ports, but I don't know if it's time for another one. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I like it. Trashes. The man gets himself a flag, but then gives it right back to GoldJacket.
They could have been saved by a different order.
Yeah, that is true. It could have.
If only.
That was a bad player. Yeah, they should have played it in the other. And it wasn't even like, there's really no downside to playing it in that order.
Yeah.
So what's your general take on the build for this? Like it's already sad just because there's limited draw. There are at least actions to support the terminals. But are you thinking like build up to just single province reliably? Because I don't know how I feel about the golds here, given all the other.
Yeah, I mean, there's. You want to take this, Rosie?
Yeah, Shine. I think single is fine here, honestly. Yeah, like, I'm not sure you need to build up to double.
And the priests are going to run out of food too, so that's going to be another issue for the man.
Yeah, it certainly will. Yeah, because here I'm not sure the man wants to trash the gold. Yeah, at some point, like, if they ever end up in a place where they have a priest and nothing else good to trash, honestly, just trash the other priest.
Yeah, it's getting to that point where that's probably worth it. I think single province build is good here. You want to get thin first. Your money is either going to be golds or fool's golds. Maybe you take giant, but I'm not really convinced of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just want to get thin and then play pretty moneyish, in my opinion.
Yeah, I never liked that first giant, and not this. The second was justified by colonnade, but now nothing will be justified by colonnade.
GoldJacket's looking fairly ahead here, having started to gather money earlier. This looks like a spot where I want to trash the other priest.
Yeah,
depending on what I draw here.
Yeah, I think triggering that shuffle was fine. Yeah, trash the priest here. I did that right. And then just province.
Yep. If there are 3 ports down here, triggering the shuffle probably wasn't a big deal. Yeah, the man's in a pretty rough spot right now. Down 14 with 2 provinces left, and I don't believe they have any plus buy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
there's time for Herbalist at some point.
I don't know. Just maybe just greening earlier would have helped. province here for the D-man. You're not going to catch up if GoldJacket gets one of these provinces. So you may as well just take it.
And like, even if GoldJacket doesn't province, like, yeah, the man honestly could just hit design here and it would be fine for them.
Yeah, because either you need to add by.
Like, that's like, it wouldn't.
Herbalist. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. By not. By. Yeah, they would need like the GoldJacket would have like a dice happen in order to like let the man win.
Yeah. I mean, you're not 100% lost here, so I can see why you're playing it out, but I don't like it. I can't really dislike it. It's completely fair to play the game out, but you're done. You less than 1% chance to win at this point, I think.
Yeah.
All the GoldJacket needs is 8 one more time or half VP.
Yeah. So they go for
why are you taking a cartographer? Just
yeah,
take a
I
Dutch
think. Yeah, just I'd say they can live up to their name here and take more golds.
Yeah. And you have enough of points to lead that it might even make sense to take golds into the shuffle and hope that that helps you at province. It's 7 again for GoldJacket.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Another time when they should take gold. Although.
I wonder if he. I mean, taking Dutchy is good. It's probably better than taxing Dutchy.
Like, yeah, because in an ideal situation, they won't even see their next shuffle.
Yeah. If the man hits Dutchy here with the giant, then they're still player 1 and they still lose. So never mind. And also, token's up.
Yeah. Also, that was some bad play order from GoldJacket. They should have played the cartographer before the port so that they could control what they drew with the port.
Yeah.
Although, again, like here, they were setting themselves up for a good next turn. So taxes, duchies, that is definitely worth something that was good.
It's a very nice play.
Yeah, it will slow the man down. Because here the man has the token face down, so then you can get some coins here.
If the man gets very, very lucky, they find Herbalist here and they hit Dutchy. Because, oh, never mind. Yeah, because that's 10 points if they hit Dutchy and by province estate.
Okay, yeah. So they do find. Yeah, so they have 8 here, so just Dutchy pay the debt, I think.
Yeah.
Although I guess it might have been worth taking an estate, because that way getting province would get them ahead of GoldJacket, although GoldJacket's just going to take a duchy there. Although I guess, because then I guess if the, just in case the man province estates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Duchies are now out. Is it half VP yet?
The man might have a chance, though.
Yeah, so if
GoldJacket's only got.
If their next giant hits a duchy, or even just non 3, 4, 5, 6 cost, they definitely have a chance. It's double estate, I think.
Yeah, but so GoldJacket's only got 2 golds if I counted right, and both those golds are in the discard right now. So I would want to just get rid of everything to try to get through the shuffle as fast as possible, because you're probably not going to hit 8 without those golds.
I can see keeping the Herbalist here, but there's definitely also a pretty valid case for discarding it.
Right, because if they could double estate, then that would have been. Well, I mean, I guess you can't know if you don't see past that, but window of opportunity is closing.
Oh no, it's still very open. Depending on what it hits. Oh no, if you hit a duchy there, or anything that was not between 3 and 6 coins, then you win as the man.
Yep.
Very unfortunate for them.
Yeah. And like here, the game is just almost over. Like GoldJacket has a win in hand.
Yep.
Unless
Just
the
stays
man
the 3
manages to
pile.
province a state, which it doesn't seem like they will. So this will be a win in hand for GoldJacket.
That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the debt like it doesn't matter if you have. They can repay the debt, but like it just doesn't matter.
In fact, wouldn't that even be worse for D-Man, because then that would give GoldJacket the out of tax in the province? Although it wouldn't matter, because if they can tax province, they can buy a state. But anyways, yeah, win number 1 for GoldJacket out of 3 games so far.
Okay, so it seems like they're going to be taking a bit of a break here. But yeah, so I guess I'll probably be recording this in 2 parts. But thanks for watching this first part. Thank you for commentating with me. Not the TeamOkay and Aglet.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for having us.